Pete from Illinois?
Indeed it is.
How are you, sir?
Just fine.
What did you want to talk about?
First-time caller, long-time viewer, and I wanted to make a bit of a prediction. I have a sort of 2012 prediction, which relates back to the whole resurrection thing. I know that, Matt, that you dealt with somebody by the name of K-Bane. His name was Jake when he called the show, on your show a couple weeks ago. But essentially my prediction for 2012, aside from the obvious fact that nothing is likely to happen, is the fact that many of these people who are sort of New Age gurus and have a lot invested into making all of these predictions and claims about 2012, despite the fact that nothing will happen, will claim that something has happened. Either they'll claim that it was something which was only experienced by an elect few, or they will say that it is something intangible, like a shift in cosmic consciousness, which I know a lot of them are already hedging their bets in that department, or they will say essentially that some mass event was averted by the intervention of some guru. And the way that relates back to the resurrection is the fact that I think that there's a kind of a naivete when it comes to the resurrection apologists, in the fact that they seem to have this core premise that if Jesus had not risen from the dead, the disciples just wouldn't have ever bothered to make the claim that he was. They had too many reasons not to. But in reality, when we actually stop and look at situations in which prophecies have been disconfirmed in some way, what happens more often than not is that the groups will invent victory out of the jaws of defeat. We would expect normal, rational people to just simply go, okay, we were wrong, and disband. But groups like this, more often than not, they say, well, something did happen. It's just that you weren't around to see it. And I think that, undermining their premises for why they think that the gospel writers are reliable in regards to their claims is often more effective than just dismissing miracle claims outright. Because I think that when you do that, they kind of have this sense of vindication, like, well, they dismissed us out of hand, so ha ha ha, we still win.
Well, that'll be interesting to see. Back when I was hosting the show, leading up to the Y2K moment, for a year, we had a segment on this very program called the Rapture Report. And basically what we did was, from all over the internet and other news sources, we collected predictions of the impending end of the world that were usually Christian, but not always. And then on the date that was predicted for that world-ending event, we would report that it hadn't happened. Or usually the weekend after, because that's when we did the show. I don't remember. I mean, we went over dozens and dozens and dozens of these predictions, and I don't remember any of them making the particular excuse that you're talking about, that you are predicting. Usually, they would either shut up and you wouldn't hear from them again, or they would simply revise their prediction. They'd say, "Oh well, I calculated it to be